Solutions commitment to commit to support what would become an 18-year run of our World Culinary Arts DVD, which then became our digital media series, enabling us to film on location in countries across the globe and bring the best of world flavors to a wider audience of American chefs. And I hope many of you have seen those series over the years, from Asia to the Mediterranean to Latin America, and that content is still available online to all of you. 10 years ago, a multi-year grant from Unilever Food Solutions was critical to our ability to launch our ambitious CIA Harvard Menus of Change initiative that subsequently inspired this global plant-forward culinary summit series. Today, we want to take a few minutes to hear from Christos Dinopoulos, General Manager of Unilever Food Solutions North America, about their take on the potential of all things plant-forward and plant-based, and why they're committing to a new CIA Unilever 2.0 digital media series that we're calling Inside the Plant-Forward Kitchen. Please welcome Christos Dinopoulos.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much for the introduction. And thank you for all these kind words that you said about Unilever. I think they're not exaggerated at all, so really appreciate it for that. It's a huge pleasure for me to be here and to speak to you on the plans that we have as an organization going forward. And let me start by talking a little bit about Unilever. Unilever, it's a very big multinational. We're a truly global business. And of course, you can Google us at any given time. There are hundreds of articles on a daily basis. But this is what people know about the business. I would like to take the opportunity, now that I'm here, that you invited me, to tell you a little bit more about what Unilever is for me. I would like to say that by focusing on 3 facts. And these 3 facts are also interrelated between each other, and you will see the reason why they're interrelated. The first fact is that we believe that we know how to build global brands, and that's the reason why we have these 1 billion global brands that are very well known, of course, around the world and very successful. And we believe that they're also purposeful brands. What is connected to that is our daily interaction with our consumers, with our shoppers, with our customers, and also with our operators. We have 2.5 billion daily interactions during the moment of truth of our operators, our customers, our shoppers, the 2 moments of truth, which is when they pick our products, when they buy our products, and also when they consume our products, or when they use our products as ingredients. And maybe that's the reason why we have this ability to build purposeful brands, because we understand, we work with them, and that's how we are successful on building that. And then there is a third element, which I think is the most important, the most crucial. We have 150,000 really passionate people that, no matter what the geography that they're operating, no matter what the business group that they're in, or the category that they try to bring to life, we all share one passion. And this is the passion of making sustainable living commonplace. And this is the business that I work for, and I'm very proud of that. By the way, we're also hiring these days. So within this diamond, there is a smaller diamond, which we call Unilever Food Solutions, that I have the honor of representing today. And this is a business of chefs supporting chefs. This is who we are. And I'm also proud that we have 3 members of the team today. We have Ginny, Monica, and Chef Kyle together with us in this endeavor. So the mission, the purpose of our business as Unilever Food Solutions globally, and of course for North America, is to have a better understanding of what are the chefs' pain points, to work together with them, and to find solutions for those pain points. That's the idea, that's the whole model. That's why we call ourselves Food Solutions. Talking about, maybe I shouldn't spend too much time talking about me. My name is Christos Dinopoulos. I'm originally Greek, which I believe is also the Mecca of foods. We have amazing food in Greece. I have the opportunity over the last 3 years to serve a very competitive team in the US and in Canada, very successful at the same time here in North America. And I'm very passionate about foods. I'm foodie. but at the same time, I also have another passion, which is how can we really change the food system? How can we change dramatically the food system? And that's my passion that I would like to share a little bit more with you today. I'm sure that you will all agree with me that the food system needs to change. We have a couple of data points here that I'm sure that you've seen before. There are 1 billion people around the world that they go to sleep hungry every night. At the same time, on the other side, we have 2 billion people that are overweight. 1/3 of the food that is being produced around the world is wasted. And also, the production, the distribution, and the consumption of food as a whole is responsible for 1/4, a quarter of the greenhouse gas emissions. So I'm sure that you will agree with me that this is a model that cannot continue. And in the past, in the near past, we used to have strategies where we were saying that we should do no harm. I don't think that these strategies are sustainable anymore. It's not about not doing harm, it's about acting, and acting together. We have a plan as an organization, of course, and the plan is to become a force for good in food. That's the idea. And this plan is having a lot, of course, of different objectives. But two of the biggest objectives is that we want to educate people how to eat healthier. And also we want to be able, as a business, but also with the help of our strategic partnerships, to reduce the footprint of the food system. And that's what we are extremely passionate about. I could talk for the rest of the day about our plan, but I think a video that we have right now will show this to you in a much better way than I would present. So please, if we can play the first video. So I would like to keep the last sentence that you saw in the video, which is that we should be capable of making good food accessible to everybody without really costing the planet. All right, within this plan, one pillar is about plant-based. And as you probably realize by now, we are obsessed with the billions. So we have a target to create a 1 billion business of plant-based over the next 3 to 5 years. And with the numbers that I see that I have in front of me, but I'm not going to be able to share with you, is that probably we're going to be closer to the 3 years creating this 1 billion business of plant-based versus the 5 years. And we are well positioned to do that with our purposeful brands. Just to give you 2 examples only, the Hellmann's Vegan Mayo is one of the most successful launches that we've had over the last 10 years. It's been doubling on an annual basis, makes absolute sense for us. And then we have another really great brand, which is the Vegetarian Butcher. The Vegetarian Butcher is not in the US for the time being, but it's a business that we acquired in the Netherlands. And the story is amazing. There was this farmer, Dutch farmer, that was also a butcher, that he wanted to transform the whole food system. He wanted to be the best, the biggest butcher in the world. How cool is that? So we thought that there was something for us to do there. And that's why we acquired the business a couple of years ago. And from then on, we are really building it to become a billion business. So we are having this pillar of plant-based, and we have the target, but at the same time, we see that there is a big change in the marketplace, and you guys have talked about that all day today. We see different parts of Europe, but also the US and other parts of the world. QSRs are experimenting a lot, are piloting a lot of different models. We see restaurants that are also experimenting at the same time. We see very well-known chefs, and you guys probably know these people more than I do, very well-known chefs that are putting all their creativity to make this not only a trend, but an industry-changing experience. And some additional numbers here. I think data are not good enough. We need to get more data to have a better understanding. And this is completely specific to America. We have 10 million Americans that are actually following plant-based diets today. And if you think this is a small number, 22% of the US, they are opting towards flexitarian diets. This is 7 times the size of the 10 million that you saw up on the first, let's say, data point. At the same time, top right, we see very big environmental benefits that are coming out of that. I do have some numbers that I'm not supposed to share today, but the numbers are really impressive of what is the savings that we can have from the environment if we adapt this plant-forward trend. At the same time, we see plant-based menus that are 10 times as they used to be 3 years ago in the menus of our restaurants today. So a lot of data to show that this is not anymore just a trend. This is an industry-changing situation. And of course, there are lots of reasons why, and we talked a little bit about the environmental sensitivity. We also talked about people wanting to engage in healthier diets, and we didn't talk about that, but I'm sure that you will have the opportunity. The animal welfare, people are very sensitive about that as well. But what was a little bit, strange to me, and I wouldn't think about that 2 years ago, is that there is also the element of indulgence. And I think that would be something that would really bring the revolution in Plan Forward. So this is something that I'm going to probably get into trouble, because this is a research that we're doing in Unilever Food Solutions globally, and it's not yet published. So allow me to just share that with you. We are looking at global mega trends, and we have identified 8 of those. Out of these 8, 2 are very, very relevant to Plan Forward. And the one is more about the indulgence that plants could bring to us. And the second one is about proteins and how dishes that mix and match, they can put alternative protein sources alongside with small amounts of sustainable meat. Just focusing a little bit more to the indulgent plants trend, if we deep dive a little bit more, we will see, and probably this is very small for you to see, but on the top left-hand side, you see a matrix where we see the growth in terms of internet searches is also following. It's a direct correlation to the growth of each and every one of these samples of foods. And we see, of course, mushrooms, and you talked about that. I think you kicked the meeting this morning with mushrooms. Mushrooms there is a global superstar. If you see, again, top left, stealing the show, we see cauliflower and meaty mushrooms. And also on the up-and-coming part, we see aubergine, we see and purple yam. Again, a lot of ingredients that are making their entrance globally, and they're making more and more, they're being used more and more extensively. And then on the right-hand side, you see a proposal of a menu. Having said that, what we realized during this work that we have done is that, of course, there are recipes that are coming in, that are kicking in, and of course, there are lots of ingredients that we're talking about that are going to make their magic. But the most important thing everybody talks about is chefmanship. And I think that this brings a lot of a lot of value, but at the same time, a lot of responsibility to the audience here, but also to CIA. People are talking about how chefs will actually transform the industry, and not so much just the ingredients, the creativity of chefs. So for me, this is the biggest unlock for this business going forward, rather than just the ingredients and just the recipes themselves. And of course, I have some pictures, but I cannot beat the preparation that you're going to see right after. So, as I said before, we have a plan, and we want to make an impact as an organization. But what is the way? What are the ways to unlock this impact? We talked about our purposeful brands. We also want to engage with a lot of strategic partnerships, and also we want to lead in the innovation and technology area. As far as the latter is concerned, I want to take the opportunity, because I'm very, very proud, we're all very, very proud about that, to share with you what we're doing in the Netherlands. We have invested a lot to create a new Unilever Food Innovation Center, which we also call the Hive. And we did that in the campus on Wageningen. Wageningen is a university in the Netherlands that is well known for food transformation. These guys are also known as the Silicon Valley of food. So we've created our hub within the campus of the university. And this will help us a lot to understand and also to adapt the new habits and the new trends and the new technology to our innovation plans for the near future. We also have a lot of partnerships in progress, and I'm not going to spend too much time explaining to you each and every one of the partnerships, but I do want to mention one of those, the partnership with Algenuity. This is a biotech startup that they're working on microalgae and what is the benefit of microalgae to consumer products, to consumer food. And this is an area that we are very, very much interested as Unilever to work on our innovation. But of course, the most important, maybe the crown of all the collaborations, and I think Greg spent the time at the beginning of the discussion today to share, is the collaboration that we're having with the Culinary Institute of America that's actually hosting us today. We're taking our relationship, let's say, and our collaboration to the next level. We spent 10 years, we invested 10 years on the worlds of flavor. Now we want to move to the plant-forward kitchens. And we're investing a lot on that, and you're going to see a lot of that from us in the days to come and in the months to come. But we have also a video, if we can play the second video, to show you a little bit of what we are doing in this area. right, so closing, I would like to, first of all, thank you for having me here today and giving me the opportunity to share some of the passion that we share internally in Unilever about how to change the world, how to create a more sustainable planet. But I also have a plea for us to work together. I see a lot of our collaborators, a lot of our partners here in the auditorium. We do have a plan, as I explained to you. We always have plans about things, but at the end of the day, this is not something that we can do by ourselves. It needs much more people, organizations, governments, in order to be able to happen. So I would like to urge everybody to think big. And if you guys think that you're going to do it by yourselves, I think that then you're not thinking big enough. Thank you so much again for having me here today.
Okay, thank you, Christos, and thank you so much to Team Unilever Food Solutions for your collaboration. We look forward to this new project. And with that, I'd like to turn things over to Rupa Bhattacharya, who's going to introduce our next session.